What's the square root of x squared? We spent a lot of time talking about that sucker.
Absolute value of x.
Absolute value of x. Why is it the absolute value of x?
It has to be positive.
Because it has to be positive, because the answer will come out positive. What could x be, though? Negative. So, for example, is the square root of negative 3 squared equal to negative 3? No, because what's negative 3 squared?
9.
9, and what's the square root of 9?
3.
Flipping 3. So is the square root of negative 3 squared equal to negative 3? No, it's equal to the absolute value of negative 3. Comes out positive. So what's it got to do with 1c? Well, for example, what's the square root of x minus 5 squared? It's the same idea, same exact idea.
Is it the absolute value of x minus 5?
Absolute value of x minus 5. I love it. Because what do you multiply by itself to get x minus 5 squared? X minus 5. But then it has to be absolute value, because if x was 4, this would be negative. So the answer to an even root always has to be positive. If it could possibly be negative, you've got to put it in absolute values, because it's got to come out positive. So on 1c, you factor it, and then look, square root and square. How are square root and square related to each other? No. Square root and square are opposites of each other, aren't they? Think about that. They undo each other, so they kill each other. So that would become x minus 5. Put in absolute values because it's got to come out positive.
So it would only, in 1c would only...
So 1c, if you factor it, what do you get?
X negative 4.
Square.
X negative 4.
Absolute value, because x could be below 4. Okay. All right. Any other requests before we leave?
For 1g, what do you want us to do? It's just after flipping those two.
Oh,
It's just like b.
1g is like 1f.
Do you just want us to rewrite it? Or?
I want you to do it. What do you do when you divide like bases? What do you do with the powers? Subtract them. That property does not change just because it's got gross shit in it. They have the same base. When I divide, I subtract powers. Now, you can't suddenly go, all right, then I don't have to get LCD because you just said, no, you're subtracting fractions, you better get a freaking LCD. So this problem becomes b to the 5/4 minus 3/5, and then I can focus my attention on that problem. All right, what would the LCD be? 20, so I get 25 20ths minus 12 20ths is 13 20ths. Done. Sweet. Don't be surprised. That property, the property never said, only if the powers are nice. No, it said, if you divide or multiply two like bases, when you divide, you subtract. When you multiply, you add. So 1f, same thing, except I'm going to add them, because I'm multiplying like bases. Yes?
H?
Gotcha. So somebody remind me. Recall. So, what was that one? Oh, yeah. Oh, what is this? I think that really understood. This would be x to the 6, y to the 9. Now look at 1h. So what do you do? What did you do with this 3? Didn't you distribute it to, right? So it'll be 9 to the 1/2, which is really square root of 9, which is easy. X, what do you do with the powers? What did you do here?
Multiply.
Multiply. You always multiply when you have something raised to a power raised to another power. So what's 4/3 times 1/2? 4/6, which is 2/3.
Yeah.
And then what do you do here? You do the same thing again. You get y to the 3/10. So then you just got to rewrite it with the 3 here, right? 9 to the 1/2. Square root of 9 is 3. So really understand that. Yes, I know there are fractions in there, but we know the properties. The properties say multiply these powers. And I'm like, okay.
How'd you get the 2/3 for x?
Oh, 4/3 times 1/2 is 4/6, which reduces to 2/3.
Oh.
Yeah. Or, 2 into 4 twice, 2/3. Either way.
Can you do 2b? On the domain one?
Yes, all reals. Why? Why is it all reals for 2b? It's an odd root. Only even roots are uptight. Odd roots are like, no problem, man. You could be negative. You can come out negative. We don't care.
Oh, so how,
Even roots are like, I can only handle positive.
how would you do 2a then? I think
So 2a
messed up.
is the square root. So what's got to be true about the inside thing? The inside has to be at least 0. Please let that make sense. And the only kind of number that can go inside of a square root right now is a positive number or 0. So it's got to be positive or 0. That's what that says. And then if I solve for x, I see what values of x make that happen. So subtract 9 divided by 5. Yeah. Why did I have to do this work? It's an even root. 2b, odd root. I don't have to do that work. Yay. So I'll tell you what, next time I'll bring the answer key for that. You still have to get to the back. So you can look at the back, get a little preview of 10.3. All right.